Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your big man back with another epic figure review. Now, today we're riding in with what I consider probably the best, if not one of the best, Neca figures of all time. We're coming with my man Ghostface. I'm not sure when this figure was released, but I just recently got it, and it was on the new releases shelf at the local store, so I'm gonna guess he just dropped. And I think it was a great drop. This is one of the best figures they've released to date, with articulation, accessories, sculpt, just everything. But we'll get to it when we do. Moving this man out the way, to show one of the cooler parts that comes with him, like a bonus, is the box. Now, Neca figures, I've always thought, had some of the coolest boxes, because they're interesting, they're unique. Got that, we'll flip it over, we got that ghost face on the top with the bloody knife, and you open it up. Obviously, you got your product shot on the side, nice little box there. You got the, I guess you could use that piece, take it out and use it as like a diorama. It would fit very nicely. It looks pretty good, and it would look good because it's the setting where the character actually is. Fun fact, if you didn't know that. But now, bringing back the main attraction. I would say the paint and sculpt on this guy, where it is, where there's not cloth, looks great. I'm not sure if any of this is reused. I'm not thinking it is, because they have all new articulation put in that they usually don't have. But bringing him in, once again, I'm going to show off the head here. It looks really good. And I think they got the likeness of him spot on. Like, it looks great. And now the only other parts are his legs that are sculpted here. But if you pull up the skirt, they didn't sculpt all of it. So he's got this weird underbody underneath this little robe here. The legs are all sculpted, but as you saw, after a while of heading up, there ain't no sculpting where we're going. For the articulation on this guy, it is the best. Compared to any other Neca figure, I've never seen something this good. I'll pull the hood down so you can get a good look at the head articulation. It goes tilt side to side. He looks up, pretty good. Looks down, very good with his weird long chin. It does a whole 360, and then it has a ball joint, so you can really just do anything you want with it. Come to the arms, they move up, oof, a little over 90. There's not a bicep swivel, but there is an elbow swivel, and at the elbow it bends. It's actually a double jointed elbow, which is, I think, one of the first for Neca. And then at the wrist, it rotates, and there is a hinge to go up and down. The only problem I have with this is the part, like the upper arm, compared to the forearm is so long. And when you bend it, it kind of looks, if you could get all the black out of the background so you can see, the forearm is very long, and in some poses, it's really, like, it sticks out very badly, and you can really see the length of the forearm. That's the only problem I have with him, really. Other than the cloth being a little loose, I think they could have made it tighter fit to the body, look a little better. But continuing. At the, I guess, ab, maybe, he has a diaphragm joint. It's just on a ball joint, so it swivels around. He can get decent forward and back, if at least there's some at all. Little side to side, too, go all the way around. I think it's good that Neca is finally starting to up the articulation even more, because I already thought for the price you buy a figure at and the accessories you get, the articulation they give is good enough. Like, you can get in poses and such. And I think it already was a good deal, and it's even better now that they're upgrading articulation even more. Now, continuing, the legs, we'll pull it up here. Hey, don't look. This is private. His legs are moved forward very far, and I like what they did. Since you can't see it, they cut the waist up very high so you can get the best articulation out of him possible. And I think that's a bonus of having cloth on the figure, is that they can cut the corners of looking good with the body to make it articulate better when you can't see it. But now at the knee, single jointed knee, it could be better. It's probably the worst part of the articulation on the entire figure. But this guy's really not throwing kicks or anything, so you don't gotta worry. And now at the feet, this may be unheard for a lot of you Neca fans, but there's actually a hinge. Oh, the other foot looks better. There's a hinge that moves up and down. And ready? There's ankle pivot, extreme ankle pivot. Something A lot of us NECA fans have been waiting for a long time on our normal figures like this. Sometimes the ankle pivot just ain't it, and it doesn't really work at all. And I think that no ankle pivot can really kill a figure. I think if you're gonna make a figure, top priority is ankle pivot so it can stand up well. This man can't stand up right now, but we don't need to, because we're leading into the the accessories portion. This guy has great accessories, a lot of variety, so even with the one figure, it feels like you're getting multiple. This guy's head's still in there. Let me get that out. So we're going over heads first. The first head we have is this decrepit, gross head kind of looking thing. Looks like it's been in the woods for a little bit, a little rotted away. I think this looks very good. And they used the same sculpt, like the base sculpt on all of them. They used it the same, but they just added extra to make it look, I'd say, broken, old, rotted. Those words all work. Now, this head is the same as the other one. It's just got the blood splatter. You know, with a NECA figure, you gotta have your blood splatter accessories. If you don't have at least 5 accessories that are all covered in blood, you don't got a NECA figure. And I think this is the coolest one. He comes with the same head again, but with the color of it is glow in the dark. And I think that NECA is really starting to like doing glow in the dark stuff. And it is fun. It's cool to have. It adds a little bit of a difference to it. You can change it up. You could say, hey, instead of a normal, I'm just going to make this man glow in the dark. And that's not a problem. For interchangeable hands, NECA does this a lot as well. They have the same hand again, but they made the hole in the middle of it smaller to hold either the smaller accessories or the have the bigger one to hold bigger ones, or grab something, I don't even know. And I kind of wish that instead of doing 2 of the same hand on each side, but like one looser and one tighter, that they would have done like an open hand and a closed hand for each side. Because with this next accessory right here, the scythe, it's kind of hard to get him in a nice dynamic pose with it, because you can't really get him holding it right with 2 closed hands. Like the hands can't really get around it, and since you have these pieces sticking out the side, you can't slide the hand up. You gotta open it and put it on, but you can't because the hands are closed, sculpted shut, so you can't pry it open. But I still think you can get some very nice poses with this, and it does actually look very good. It has a lot of high detail, and the feel of it feels like it could be wooden, but I'm not sure. It could be very nicely sculpted plastic, or it could be actual wood. The blade on it looks very good. It's actually sharp, like most NECA accessories, so please be careful. Don't stab yourself with this, because I don't think NECA can be liable. Coming up to the next accessory, I'm not so sure what this is. I have a guess that it's a voice changer, and looking at it up close now, I'm pretty sure it is a voice changer. And it looks good, and it fits in his hand very well. I had a couple of poses with him, holding it, kind of using it, talking to the phone. You know, what's your favorite scary movie? Friday the 13th, part 4, in case you wanted to know. Now, getting into the real stuff. Starting smallest first. We got to save the best for last. We got his knives here. And like I said, if you don't have blood stains on at least 4 of your NECA accessories, it ain't a NECA figure. And as you can see, we got some nice blood stains on this knife here. I think the handle looks very good too. I can't get this to focus, so we're just going to have to pray. But the handle looks very good. There's not a lot of paint detail on it, but the sculpt makes up for it. It looks like a real knife, and I think it fits very well. Now next in line, we got the slightly bigger knife. A little bit more detail on it. It's got some wood sculpting on the handle. Again, with the blood on the tip of the knife, you gotta have blood with a NECA figure. And I think this one is the iconic knife he usually has. Usually killing weapon, and that's the one I pose him with a lot. But of course, then again, you gotta have your kitchen knife. It ain't a horror movie without a kitchen knife. I think this one looks very good. This is probably one of the better kitchen knives we've gotten from NECA figures. I think the blood is good, and it's not overdone. Because with a lot of the Friday the 13th Jason accessories, I feel like the blood is way overdone. Like they make the whole knife red, and I don't think that looks very good. I want more of a realistic kind of blood splatter. Make it look like he did just stab someone or slice him, I'm not sure. Whatever he did. Bringing this man back in here. Maybe he'll stand up this time, I'm not sure. No, what? Ooh. We good. Now for some comparisons. Back him up so you can see. 1 second, please. All right, we're back now. Where I was with the comparisons before this man decided to take a dump. Here he is next to some other Neca figures, some other Neca horror or science, I guess you could say, because we got the alien coming in. Ooh, bring this man down from the top. I think he scales nicely, because I know he's just supposed to be some dude or woman, I'm not actually sure. He's just some normal person in a costume. And I think he fits very well like that. He's normal height. Jason is way bigger than him. The alien is way bigger than him. And I think the scale fits perfectly if you wanted to have like a horror movie display, you know, like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, all those gentlemen. You could put these all together and they fit very nicely. They all have the same kind of aesthetic with them. They got the vibe they're giving off, and I think that fits very well. And I gotta thank Neca for making them fit so well together. Now moving these guys out and getting some more basic comparisons. Here's my man Mafex Carnage. And then figurized Future Gohan. Now in just general, I think this figure scale is good too. It's bigger, but it's not huge. Like, it's just a normal sized 7-inch figure. And I think that in a normal display, if you just had a bunch of random stuff flung on a shelf, he would also look good. And I think he stands out because the cloth and the black and then the white, I think looks great together. The whole design of this character, of this man, looks great. I think they did a good job designing him, and he translated to figure very well. Get these guys out of here. These random gents. Putting them on the shelf. Oh, dropped it. Oh, what are you gonna do? So, for final thoughts on this guy, I do still believe that he is one of the best Neca figures. Now, I don't buy all Neca figures. I only kind of stick to the horror and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if they have like some random other figure from something I don't know that has amazing articulation. Maybe my man Doc Brown from Back to the Future has great articulation. I don't know. But I think this is probably the best. For accessories, the price, I only paid $30 for this figure, which for normal figures, it's a little bit up there. It's probably not higher, but it's a little much. But I think it's definitely worth it for all the articulation, the accessories, everything. It looks great. Now, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to keep uploading at least once a week. That's the plan. If not, I'll try once every 2 weeks or something like that. Maybe more than once a week. I don't even know. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time, if there is a next time.